What if I told you that in most countries of the world, giving children candy for good behavior would be shocking? In Finland, Japan, and many other European and Asian countries, giving kids candy to behave would be so unusual, almost unheard of. Teachers rely on praise, responsibility, and encouragement instead. However, in the US, UK, and Canada, it's different. Candy is a normal part of classrooms, a reward for sitting still, finishing work, or answering a question. It's so common that most of us hardly notice it. And at home, many parents do the same thing. It's common to hear, "Finish your homework and you can have a treat. Behave at the store and we'll get some candy." The reality is, just because it feels normal doesn't mean it's harmless. Now, imagine telling parents in Sweden or Singapore that kids get candy every day at school. They would be stunned because in their schools, it's not a thing. And that should make us stop and ask, why do we reward children with treats? And what is it really teaching them? So, how did this even become normal? Candy as a classroom reward started with psychology. In the mid-20th century, behaviorist researchers promoted something called operant conditioning, the idea that behavior can be shaped through rewards and consequences. You reward behavior, the behavior increases. It worked beautifully in labs, with rats and pigeons pressing levers. Around at the same time, in the US and Canada, candy became mass-produced, cheap, and everywhere. Teachers discovered something powerful. Candy works. Instant compliance, instant quiet, instant participation. It made classroom management easier in the moment. And over decades, it became tradition. As children, teachers grew up receiving candy. Then they became teachers and repeated it. No conspiracy, no evil intent, just a habit, reinforced year after year, generation after generation. Let's acknowledge something important. Candy does work. If you're managing 25 kids and you need cooperation right now, it's incredibly efficient. From a teacher's perspective, it's practical. From a stressed parent's perspective, it's convenient. But here's the real question. What is it teaching? When a child reads a book for candy, are they reading because stories are interesting or because sugar is coming? When a child behaves for candy, are they learning self-regulation or learning to negotiate, what do I get? Using candy to reward kids might feel like a quick win, but it comes with important costs. First of all, does candy really help children learn better? It does not. In fact, the opposite is true. Using candy makes kids more interested in the treats than in learning. It makes children lose passion for learning. It kills their curiosity and self-motivation. No wonder that countries such as Singapore, Estonia, and Japan, where kids learn without candy, have the top primary education systems, while US schools barely hit the global average. But the highest cost is children's health. It's a well-known fact that candy and other processed treats are harmful to health, causing cavities, diabetes, obesity, and many other ailments. Using treats as rewards rewires children's brains and leads to lifelong unhealthy habits and eating disorders. It's no surprise that the US is the leading country in obesity and diabetes. If the downsides are real, why does it continue? Because it's easy. It's cheap and produces instant results. Alternative systems, those based on intrinsic motivation, take more planning and effort. So candy persists, not because it's best, but because it's effortless. And when something becomes culturally normal, people stop questioning it. So what can you do? First, look at home. Stop using candy as a behavioral currency. Replace it with verbal recognition, extra story time, special one-on-one time, privileges and celebrations that aren't edible. Second, talk to teachers. Not confrontationally, not accusingly, but respectfully. You could ask, can we explore using non-food rewards in class instead of treats? Most teachers aren't malicious. They're busy, they're overloaded, they're operating on habit. If enough parents calmly express concern, schools can adapt, policies can shift, and norms evolve. What once seemed automatic can get reconsidered. Cultural change doesn't start with institutions. It starts with parents who say, "We want better." So why should we accept that candy as a reward is the right foundation for children? Our children deserve better. They deserve internal drive. They reverse self-discipline. They deserve healthy relationship with food. They deserve pride and effort. If we normalize better systems at home, and if enough of us speak up in schools, old habits can change, and future classrooms might look very different because parents cared enough to rethink what normal should be.